What's going on, you guys? It's Tony at Casa Esmeralda. Thank you for those who have liked and subscribed. Hit that like button down below. Let's get right into this today. Let's take a look around at the garden, see what's growing, what's been harvested already. Got lots of nice things to show you and tell you. Okay, so let's go. And we're waiting on rain. Rain, yay, yay, rain. See, there's rain clouds, but there's no rain. It's like 100 days and it's only rained here 5 times and 1 day. So it's rained here 4 times and 1 day. That's it. And the 4 times was like half an hour or an hour. The other day it was like 1 minute. That doesn't count. So anyways, those are ducks down there. Yeah, they're weeding. We're gonna get into that too. So I thought right now, while I'm waiting on rain, because I was gonna actually go to town, but I can't. So I did a little cucumber harvest, and I was like kind of digging. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 cucumbers. So I think I got about 16 or 18 cucumbers out of this tree. So out of the cucumber tree, I got about 16 or 18 cucumbers out of a pallet bin in a very small space area, compared to down there, which used up like over 4 square meters, and this is only like 1.5 square meters and growing up. So this guy is slowly dying off, which is okay. It's done its job, and now I got a little cucumber problem. I'm gonna be eating cucumbers for the next 3-4 days until they come out of my ears, but that's okay. Or I can can this and make like lots of cucumber salad, which I do like, and I've made lots already, so that's fine. But that's what that looks like. So this is all decomposed hay. There's still a little bit there, but most of it's all decomposed hay, and the chickens have done their job and really scratching it and everything like that beforehand. And so this is all growing. We got more of these tomatoes growing. Tomatoes have got to get harvested. Oh, the duckies are kind of on their break now. I wanted to show you them weeding, but they're so cute. They want to get back in their pen. I know they've been working hard. They've been working all day since about 8 o'clock this morning. I let them out of the pen, and then they've been taking trips to the dog water there. So they do want to get back in their duck bath. But they've been weeding down here. I wanted to show you them weeding. Anyways, they weeded all the squash. So up until this morning until now, they did all my weeding in my squash. I will show you that. Okay, so there's pomodoros growing here of the chili and chili kind. There's like here. They're still coming. And I thought this guy actually, it died off. Now it came back, and this was actually the dried out tomato one or something. But these are still coming. So I got to harvest these today. These are really good. I'm going to try one right now. Hi, how's everyone? We're going to have a tomato. A little bit sweet, but very juicy. So I'm actually surprised. These are orange trees. And this guy is just growing me a new tree. August will be 3 years I've been here, and finally he's growing me a new tree. So, tractor's running really good. I covered the tractor up because I'm waiting on rain. I'm waiting on a new key ignition switch, because I wanted to replace that. It's like so old. Anyways. Zucca lunga. Zucca lunga. This thing just keeps growing and growing and growing compared to the one down in the garden. So if you ever plant zucca lunga, make sure you plant zucca lunga as in like in a tree style method, or something near a tree or anything like that, because this is actually going to hook up. I'll show you on the other side. So it's been growing a few centimeters every day, And what's gonna happen here is I'm gonna hook these ones. I'm gonna tie the vines up to the olive tree, and it's gonna grow me zucca lungas off this tree. Just wait and see. It's crazy. And also I have to prune. So there's like been so many things I wanted to do, and just the last couple days I've actually had time. I said forget about, you know, weeding and let the ducks kind of do this and kind of work in the garden and get things right and straight and everything. It's just me here. I got like over 200 plantings of all like 20 different varieties of fruit, like melons and vegetables. The melons have already been harvested. Well, let's take a look in here in the greenhouse. This is like a fig growing in here. I don't know. The figs, they just seem to pop up sporadically all over the place. So I just trimmed this back because this actually promotes growth. Anytime you plant a fig tree or something anywhere, or any type of fig, it just promotes growth. It causes them, or the plants or something, I just noticed, for them to grow. So all my herbs, the basil's kind of flowering, gone into seed. I'm going to save some seeds, maybe give some seeds to friends. If you want basil, if you want Italian basil, or you want Mediterranean basil or anything like that, I can send you seeds. There's still all my medicine, like my parsley and everything like that. There's the red hot peppers, rosemary. Everything is just growing in here. A little bit of weeding work needs to be done because I've been sleeping lately. After 100 days of no rain, I'm surprised I even survived through this. This is a pepper tree, and it's growing me little peppers. If you can see that. Ooh, it's got nice little peppers here. See, it's got nice little peppers. There, it's got nice little peppers. And peppers. There's a nice little pepper tree. This zucca lunga. This is incredible. I'm hoping that, well, yeah, actually, it's putting a lot of stress on my panels. Pomodoros, tomatoes growing in here. So I'm glad it's not too hot today because it's very sensitive. So we're going into August now. The next day or so will be August. So think I'm okay. They are flowering. Second week, if they come around, like if they start going green second week of August, and I get maybe like third week of August, I think I will be harvesting tomatoes in here, then it's okay, because I possibly will get more of a rain day. We will at least get 1 or 2 rain days a week in here. These are just some potatoes sporadically that came up. And that, so a person dropped off an avocado, or germinated from an avocado seed. So it's taking off, like it's growing like 1, 2, 3. It's grown 4 new leaves, and it's growing about 2 centimeters in just about a half a week's time. Incredible. So that is an avocado. They grow like trees. And this zucca lunga, which I planted at the same time as the one behind me here in the greenhouse, well, this is not really doing a lot here. So do plant your zucca lunga in a hay, wood chips, and a little bit of your black gold mix, because if you just plant alone in your black gold or something like that, it'll kind of go, but it won't really go. I just wanted to get this in here, into this, like this black gold mix and stuff like that, because it is a seedling, the avocado, and just for enough to get it sort of into a big pot or something like that, like a big tree pot, and then grow it from there. So I don't want the roots or anything to touch the ground, but I just want this thing to go like, you know, at least 1 or 2 feet high, and then I will, after that, I will decide whether I'm going to transplant it or something else. As I got some lettuce here. And then we're going to go down to the Hokaido, the Japanese pumpkin, which I absolutely love. I was in Austria for 3 years, and we grew this on a farm, and it was absolutely incredible. And it just, this is like out of 1 seed. So we'll get more into the squash over here too. A lot of flies around. Ooh, I'm getting bitten. So this is one seed right here. This is one seed from a pumpkin, and it's just growing, and it's in the hugo mound here. And this is from my chickens, as I said before, up there. So my chickens, and then this is also from this tree and the leaves. And this caroube is actually very high in nitrogen. It's very good and everything. So get some leaves down, and then it's a mixture of wood chips and mulch and everything like that. So there's a whole different combination of stuff going on in here. And look at it. It's no weeds. No weeds, no weeds, no weeds. Barely, hardly any weeds at all. It's a little bit here, but not in the hugo mound, because the acidity, the pH in there is not an environment for weeds like down here. But I don't have bugs in my, I don't have like any bugs majority in my garden. And that's the other thing, is that if you get the right soil composition, you will not have bugs or weeds in your garden. I have weeds, so I need to work on a good soil composition not to get weeds. And then this is all like natural gardening. Some people would say organic or whatever like that, but organic is like you have to be certified. This is just natural growing to me. So let's take a look at this Hokaido guy. We're just gonna make sure we don't step on it, because we come in from over here. So there is Hokaido. There he is growing. Cool. And there's some more coming down here. I was expecting rain today, so I did give it a little bit of a fertilizer from the compost toilet from a few months ago. So, which is up here. And I harvested yesterday the cucumber melon, and there was like one left here. They're up in my fridge. Absolutely huge and gorgeous. They taste like a melon, but they taste also like a cucumber. So these ones are cool. This is something of the Mediterranean. Here we have like lots of different varieties of cucumbers here. There's like 20 different varieties of cucumbers here where I live, and this is one variety. And I said, like, this is the ones I got in the fridge are like twice the size of this, and it's very crispy, it's very crunchy, and it's very juicy. After I did my goats today and stuff like that, I was finished trimming. I will show you. And I ate more than half of this, and it was better than drinking just plain water. So I got some tomatoes coming from last year. Here, this naturally seeded itself, so that's all good. I might put some more tomatoes down, which is actually a good idea, because I need to make lots and lots of tomato sauce for over the winter. So that's all good. Got some more chili and chilies. So nice. So these ones are the ones that grow here. The big fat round tomatoes, or like the beefsteak tomatoes, don't really grow here because you need a very not subtropical climate. You need more of a rainforest climate, and that doesn't happen here. So incredible. One seed, and I knew the person that grew this on the farm, and they sometimes, you know, you get like a dozen or so or more from like one seed, which is pretty incredible. They don't grow very big. Like these ones, they don't grow very big at all. They grow sort of like medium sized, but they're sweet. And then there's another two. There's one coming here. So there's like little apple sized ones coming here, and one coming over here. And this one's about 2 weeks behind. It was just on another hot day, it decided to germinate and sprout up all of a sudden. And the chickens, there was like a whole row of them. Actually, there was like 1 and 2 and 3, and the chickens actually, they ripped them out. So kind of disappointing. There's another tomato coming up here. And then this one here is kind of sort of trying. This is of the melon variety here too. There's like 30 different melon varieties here in the Ionian Sea Mediterranean area. And then this is another melon, which possibly will give me a melon sometime in the first or second week of September. We're trying to. We'll see if it's going to grow me anything. The melons this year are just really lagging because there is no rain, and melons need thousands of liters of water just to make one melon. So, and then this is also a melon in here, and it's like just lagging so far behind. So the melon was not a very good seed. And then there was another watermelon over there. It's actually, that watermelon is sort of kind of trying. That is a watermelon growing over there. So nothing yet. So I've not had a watermelon this year, or zucchini. And that is a downside of growing food in sort of a drought condition. And then this here is also of the Mediterranean type of squash. So my ducks have been all the way through here, as you can see, and they did a little bit of trampling and stuff like that, but they're pretty good and picking out a lot of this stuff. So there's been a lot of improvement because I can't keep up with the growth of this squash. So there's one squash here. So winter survival food. Then it's trying to give me another squash. Finally, I have squash in like first week of August, which is kind of still early, but I did plant end of May. So it's trying to grow me some squashes here, and that is because of the ash. And this is my fertilizer, and I mix this in. So about one large shovel of my fireplace ash to one 30-liter, or is it like 25 or 30-liter bucket of my compost toilet compost mix in water. So anyways, and then here's another one growing. So this is another of the Mediterranean squash, and I'm hoping these actually get bigger. It may not get bigger. Looks like it's gonna be like that. That's about the right size. So not as very strong seed compared to that Hokaido. If you look at that Hokaido and how lush and green that is growing in the Hugel mound here, and then here you have blotches of yellow, and then you have a lot of green. And actually there's another one on the back here, and then this is when you get like hooked up to the energy of the earth, like because something is grounded. So there's one that's growing back there on that tree. Really cool stuff. So these ones you have to kind of water at night, because daytime with this type of squash, if you water this and the sun hits the leaves and stuff like that, it will kind of change the color and everything like that. As I said, like I've been sleeping the last couple of days because I'm at the end of almost last legs, just getting exhausted here, doing things myself, trying. So there's still a lot of gardening work in here to be done, a lot of cleanup work and things like that. And it's just growing and growing and growing. The cucumbers, as I said, like the field cucumbers, I got about 16 cucumbers out of this patch, as I did with the other one. So the yield, these ones here were a little bit fatter and a little bit longer than the cucumber tree, but I possibly admit the ones in the cucumber tree were tasty wise a little bit better than the ones on the ground. But I didn't have a lot of problem with bugs or anything, so that was all good. There's like some watermelon I'm trying. See, it's like flowering here, and it's trying to grow me watermelon, but it's just the temperature wise it's just not, and the weather and everything is just not good. So the melons are mostly done. This is done. I'm still watering the ground a bit just to keep things moist in case I want to turn things over here a bit. But the melons look like they're done. And that I harvested some cantaloupes here the other day, and they gave one to the friend who bought me the avocado tree. So I had like 3 cantaloupes in here. They're inside, which is really cool. First time I've ever grown cantaloupe. And then there's melanzani in here. So the melanzani, which I've been working, as I said before, on these 2 trees down here, because you can grow melanzani into a tree or a bush, actually into a bush. So this is all good right here. And it's got a nice melanzanis, and these are like of the German kind, the Blau Königen. So they're all coming along good. Oh. More melanzani down here, all growing. So these ones will get up to about half a hand size, or like about 10 centimeters. We got one that's ready already. So there's still some harvesting that I need to do, and I thought, well, today I'm gonna do a video and do some filming. So that's the mature size, just a little bit under there. And these are absolutely gorgeous with pizzas and pasta sauce and everything. I really enjoyed the melanzani this year. So this is the first year that I've grown melanzani, and wow. So this is just like, they were like little tiny sprouts for many weeks, and all of a sudden the hot temperatures came and this took all off. So really cool stuff. So need to do some gardening in here. It's growing me more melanzanis in here. It's trying to little ones. And then there's still more chili and gilies around here, all along here. These ones, they all need to be harvested. And then there's the zucca lunga, which is here. So zucca lunga growing in here. So this one is on its 2nd week already. So this is actually the time, in about 2-week period, when it starts growing and fruiting, you should actually harvest it, because this is the nice time for cooking and making salads. If you let it go into the 3rd week of growing, it kind of gets a little, the skin gets a little hard, but then you get more food and things like that. So I want to get more food, so I'm going to let it go into the 3rd week, because my harvest this year, compared to on how much I planted and how much I grew and everything like that, is really small compared to the yield is very small compared to exactly what I was aiming to get towards too. So, and then it's also all sprung up, and this is the thing about zucca lunga, is it is a crawler and it likes to go into trees. So I saw one, it was like a little guy trying to grow into a tree here. Yeah, see, there's one up here. There's one in the tree there. You can see it like in the back behind all the other trees. So at the last end of it, so it will grow like all the way down, just hang and grow, and it'll catch on. Pretty neat. Yeah, the wind's picking up, so we're gonna get rain sooner or later. And a good rain will actually make these chili and gili tomatoes a little bit more juicy than my sprinkler. And then the peppers. So there's still some peppers in here that are growing. There's peppers and peppers here, which is really cool. And there's more peppers growing. Really cool. So these peppers have really grown. That's really nice. I really like this with the tomatoes, the chili and gili. tomato and making like tomato sauce from these ones, and pasta, and even using it just as a general sauce for everything. Pasta, pizzas, or just general cooking. These ones are absolutely gorgeous. They're not too bitter either. They're a little bit sweet, so it's really nice. And then going into the butternut. So finally, and I fertilized this guy again today, which is really growing. So you got a butternut growing down here, which is that one right there. So this is a butternut squash of the Mediterranean kind. So I'm gonna let this grow for a couple days, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger, and I fertilized it again today. So I want to see exactly if it's gonna get any bigger in the next couple days, or I'm just gonna harvest it, or if the bugs are gonna attack it or whatever like that, because when it does get to the ripening stage, that's when you gotta get it harvested, or the bugs will get to it. And then also give it a little bit of a turn right now. Let's see here, because it's sitting in the, yeah, there we go. Kind of get it off the ground a little bit. There we go. That's a big butternut. That's gonna be nice. So there was another butternut that was growing in here somewhere. I saw it. Anyways. And then this happened to me just yesterday. The tomatoes are kind of going sour on me for some reason or another. These ones, they got all yellow on me, maybe because of the hot sunshine, and I didn't put too much water on them. So something is wrong, something is going on here, or something, they're being attacked by something that I don't know of. I don't see any bugs on them, but these tomatoes, tomatoes are tomatoes here, and you just leave them alone. They grow like weeds. You take the suckers, like when they start to grow about a foot high, you take the suckers off, and that's will do a little bit of weeding, and then that's okay. Disappointment on the zucchini, because there's like so many zucchinis in here, and I only got one zucchini, and it's just not enough rain and not enough good weather to grow zucchini this year. Ooh, that looks nasty. So I gotta do some gardening in here. Maybe get some fertilizer in here with these tomatoes. And these are the larger kind. Or it is the fungus from the zucchini that's going onto this. And I think that's what it is. Ouch. Okay. So this was my prime fence, because I was expecting to get at least 10 kilos of tomatoes out of this fence line here, and it looks like we're getting a die off here, or a spread of fungus. So a plant fungus like zucchini fungus onto tomatoes. Not very happy. Just let nature do its thing and hope for the best. Sometimes nature will kind of take care of itself, and these tomatoes, they will come back. They will stay around. They will stay around till the first frost period. They really do not really die off or anything like that compared to all the other vegetables. And this melon mound here, I've tried planting several things like melons in here. That didn't go. Now I tried sweet potatoes, and it seems like these sweet potatoes are coming up. I think they are sweet potatoes. I'm not sure if they are sweet potato or something like that. I'm hoping they are sweet potato. So, and there's like a little melon growing over there, sort of thing, that sort of decided to come up. So I don't know. Sometimes things don't germinate properly. Maybe it's the seed, or it's just the right mixture, and the mound has got to compost more, because I did take it out of the chicken coop and then I just put it here, and it probably wasn't composted enough to produce anything, and now it's starting to sort of show its thing. And I've been really watering it a lot more than before, so water and sunshine does help the compost process speed up a bit. And then over here I got this tree of carousalo, and I've been trying to get the vines to grow up the tree, and it's kind of sort of lagging a little bit behind, so that's all good. So I'm waiting on, this is another type of cucumber here, so I'm just waiting on this right now. And then down here was another type of cucumber. There's another zucca lunga that's growing right here. Let's go down to the zucca lunga. Let's go down here to the baratiri, which I absolutely love. And baratiri is like a hard cucumber, so it's very dense and it's very crispy. It's not really as juicy, but it's very dense. So if you feel like having a dense cucumber that's really crispy and not as juicy, then this is the one to have. Well, here's one growing now right here. So the ground is very soft here. I've had ones the other day that were growing like melons, right? And these ones, they will grow into a very medium-sized melon. So, and it's almost like eating a melon, but it is not a melon. It's of the cucumber variety, and they are called baratiri. So there was about, I think there was 6 plantings in here, and it now has produced me 3 large size baratiris. And so one died off, and then another one kind of died too. So then this is actually 4 plantings of baratiri, and then it's trying to grow up the tree here. And now if it takes off and goes actually down the hill or something like that, it's going to grow me more, because there is more of this tree mulch in here. There's more of this tree mulch, and the tree mulch is actually the good stuff that you want. So, and there's lots of hay. I put in more hay in here and tree mulch. So this is just kind of doing its thing, and I have used half the amount of water in this as when because of the bonus of these trees and the tree mulch that was here and the hay. I've used half the amount of water that I normally would use from my well than doing conventional planting, which is back here, right? So thank God I have a good well. Thank God. So the water's turned off because I'm waiting on the well to sort of fill itself up, and it gives me quite a bit of water a day. And I said, like, I'm waiting on rain, so if it doesn't rain, I'll turn the sprinkler back on, sort of thing. But I still got rain clouds above me. Bananas bananas are doing okay. They're doing their thing. They're kind of growing 2-3 meters high now. So in the winter time, I'm gonna have to build something before the frost comes in here, and maybe shrink wrap the whole thing so it doesn't get frost, and just shrink wrap over it. And then I got a line with a sprinkler here, so if it on the days it does get a little bit warm, 18 or above 15 degrees Celsius, and it does need a little bit of water, I can water it. There was also some Roma tomatoes, pomodoro growing in here. So I tried my first Roma the other day. It was absolutely incredible in the sauce. So this is the kind that I want to grow, but this is very picky. It needs a very Romas need a very good temperature controlled environment, like in a greenhouse. and they do grow them here, but majority of the time it's in some provinces where the temperature is just perfect to grow them. Here not. And the olives, there are tons and tons of olives this year, and these olives, there is no rain in the olives. As like last year I would squeeze them at this time and there was rain in the olives and stuff, so it was not a very good harvest. It's just for me myself. But then this is like a supermarket variety, or a very high-end supermarket. If the weather keeps going like this, I can sell this to a very high-end supermarket, which will be very nice to do out of all the trees that I've trimmed and cut in the last 2 years. So I'm really looking forward to a very good olive or olive oil, extra virgin olive oil harvest this year, with only 5 times rain in 100 days. So we're getting to the end right now of 100 days of growing, and it will still be up until like 150 days, because I did plant earlier this year, so that's okay. So the ducks are busy. They're kind of indicating that they want to go in their pen. They're indicating they want to go inside their pen or the corral here with the goats and that. So water needs changing, all this thing. So I've been spending about an hour a day down there and just in the back property here, and I've been starting to collect firewood for the season, as on my 3-4 month journey, and all the way through the winter I have to use up a lot of firewood here to keep myself warm, because my house isn't insulated. And these goats are doing a wonderful job, because they're eating the branches and the leaves already. And then it's a simple thing of just, I went in here with the chainsaw ready today and just making nice mulch in the background there and things like that. So these guys are absolutely incredible. And then I got a few chickens here and stuff like that, and they're going to start laying eggs pretty soon, possibly sometime next month. These chicks, which are now hens, they will start laying eggs. So that's all good. And you see, like, they're very content and happy compared to a couple of months ago, like 2 months ago when I was busy working my garden. They were kind of like, when are we getting food and things like that, because I've been working more on this than I have in my garden, because this is an important thing to me, is to get enough firewood ready for the winter time. I gotta figure out what to do with those cucumbers now, because they were going yellow. Okay, so I'm gonna close up this video. Kind of a long one. This is Tony at Casa Esmeralda. Thank you for those who have liked and subscribed. Hit that like button down below. I hope I've inspired you to go outside, to plant and grow your own food, to live off or from the land and do things on your own. Wow, it's been a pretty incredible summer for me. It's been very hot and dry and all those things, as I said, and I'm looking forward to the olive oil harvest now this year. So take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.